S.H.Figuarts' Son Goku Innocent Challenger was released on the 4th of August as a Tamashii Nations Store Exclusive, available only in Tokyo, New York, and Shanghai. Innocent Challenger Goku retails for 3,900 yen or about $30 and is strictly a one per customer only purchase, so much so that I was required to present some form of identification, which they store on record and use to prevent multiple purchases from the same person. I purchased my copy directly from Tamashii Nations Store Tokyo, but it looks like the only choice you have outside from physically going to one of these Tamashii Nation stores, which I know most of you aren't able to do so, is to purchase it through third-party sellers at jacked up prices, unfortunately. Innocent Challenger Goku is based on his appearance in the Dragon Ball movie Goku vs. Piccolo Daimao and is a retool of the original Kid Goku released way back in 2018, featuring 4 new facial expressions and an extra interchangeable in-battle, in-action head sculpt. The colors have been updated to closer resemble the coloring in the movie, giving Goku slightly darker, more vibrant oranges and blues. Flying Nimbus, the 4-star Dragon Ball, and the peace hands are omitted from this exclusive release this time around, but we still get 4 interchangeable hands, your standard fists, a set of Kamehameha hands, 2 sets of fighting pose hands, as well as a set of power pole holding hands. Speaking of power pole, both the retracted and fully extended power pole are still included in this set, which honestly wouldn't feel complete without, as well as Goku's iconic tail, which plugs into his butt via a small ball joint, just like before. I have to apologize, guys, as I can't seem to find my original Goku release. I recently moved and a lot of my collection is still packed away in boxes, but rest assured, all facial expressions from that original Kid Goku are interchangeable with these new heads, or I guess head, since the base head is the same as the original with an updated peg system. So the main draw to this release are of course these anime-inspired, incredibly expressive faceplates, which for me personally was more than enough to warrant another Kid Goku purchase. I love my original Kid Goku release, which I can't find for the life of me, but these new faces and additional head sculpt really bring the figure to life and has kind of rekindled my love and appreciation for this figure, which honestly I haven't touched for years now. The new faces make the figure so much more enjoyable to pose, and it's something just so simple, but I hope Tamashii will do more of in the future. As this release is based on the Dragon Ball movie Goku vs. Piccolo Daimao, we get 4 in-action, in-fight facial expressions. I really enjoy all of them, but this one right here, Goku looking off to the side with the base head, and the mouth open with the action headpiece have got to be my all-time favorites. A lot of you have asked me about the QC issues about this figure, and I'm happy to report that I haven't had any problems with my copy so far. Paintwork is spot on, the new faces are looking pristine, and the plastic quality and joints are all top-notch and silky smooth. Alright, so let's go through the articulation, and if you've seen the original Kid Goku or any review on that figure, then you'll know what to expect. I guess this is more for the newcomers, or if you just really like to hear me talk, let's go through it. So Goku can move his head up, not too much actually, which is a shame, because he is a little guy and he does need to look up when he's facing Demon King Piccolo. He does look better down though. We do have some side-to-side rotation. And we do have some very good tilt. So other than the upward head movement, everything else is pretty good. Looking at the shoulders, the butterfly joints, we do get some very good forward arm action. And just to give you guys a look at the back. So Goku can actually pull off some very natural Kamehameha poses, which of course, that's what he needs. But unfortunately, those butterfly joints are hindered by the way that the back is sculpted. So you're not going to get any backward movement with those butterfly joints. We do get past 90 at the shoulders. And we have 360 rotation as well. There is a sorry guys. There is a bicep swivel. A single jointed elbow, which I think is satisfactory. And there's actually also another. Actually, no. I thought there was. Huh. Nope, there's only one swivel there at the upper bicep. I thought there was a swivel there at the actual elbow there, but there isn't. And of course, you do get your swivel and hinge at the wrist. Looking at the torso does extend up, but it looks really funny when you do. But it does help with the ab crunch, which is pretty decent as well. There is a bit of a gap there at the back, but you do get that range going forward. There is side to side tilt. And the lower half of the torso there is actually on a ball joint, so you will get the swivel at the waist, and I'm not going to leave the tail there just for the moment because it does get in the way. There is a swivel there at the belt, which is a soft rubbery plastic. Almost full splits going outward. And since this is the 2.0 leg articulation, we get the forward and back splits. There is an upper thigh cut. It's hidden, which is nice. We do have a single joint for the knees. Foot going down. Foot going up. We have a toe hinge. And actually some really, really good ankle pivot, which allows for some very good, very dynamic poses. So I like that. And of course we do have the tail. As I said, it is plugged right there on his butt via a very small ball joint. And it does get in the way sometimes when you're trying to pose him up. It does fall off, you know, pretty easily. I mean, it's on there and it's not going to come off when you shake it or anything, but you know, if you're posing Goku up and you want to get him into a certain pose and then you knock it around, it will fall off. But some fairly decent range there for Goku. It's more than enough to, you know, to get you into poses that you want Goku to get into. So definitely some very satisfactory articulation overall. I think the biggest disappointment I have about this figure is that it's so darn exclusive. I think a lot of collectors would have loved this to have been at least a premium Bandai release, especially if you're an original Dragon Ball series fan. You really want this version of Kid Goku in your collection. I don't want to make it any worse because, you know, obviously it's a very hard figure to get, but this is a fantastic release and it's probably the best way to re-release an older figure, in my opinion. Take out the unnecessary, which in this case is the accessories that aren't directly related to the movie, make it a leaner, cheaper release, and add a couple of very attractive new items to make it a worthwhile purchase. The faces and new head sculpt. Again, on the surface, there really isn't too much going on with this release. Yes, it is a retool, a reuse of that original Kid Goku mold, a couple of new faces, and an extra head sculpt. But that being said, and I'll say it again, those new additions make a world of a difference. And sometimes just keeping it simple and not overcomplicating it is just the best way to go. I really do enjoy this release. I had a ton of fun posing Goku, taking photos, and it's something I hope to see more of in the future from Tamashii, minus the exclusivity. And that's it, guys. I know this was kind of a quick review, or quicker than usual, but I hope you all enjoyed it nevertheless, and I'll see you in the next one. Yoroshiku ne. Bye.